Hey y'all see it? We back with another edition of the ATL 3 Style Live podcast, man. I am one of your co-hosts, Leo G, man, and out there to the east is my boy Derek Cole with me this evening. What's going on, brother?
Hey, what's going on, Leo G? Like you said, it's another episode, another day, another dollar. Let's get it cracking, my brother.
Absolutely, a lot to talk about, man. A lot to get into today. Our boy Banks is missing right now, man. But you know how we do on this show, Derek Cole, man. He might just pop on up here in a few minutes, man. So if he'll jump right on in like double dutch, you already know how he do it.
Yeah, that's what we'll do. We'll plug him in just like he was at the start of the show. We'll just keep it plugging.
That's what's up, man. Before we get too far off into this thing, Derek Cole, let them know about our boy out there on the east side, man, with that Eastern's woodworking.
Yeah, what's up, our boy Phil Johnson over here in Eastland Woodwork Company, supplying all your woodworking needs, specializing in customization. So you see the QR code right there. So y'all hit him up. Our boy Phil at Eastland Woodworking Company, and he will take care of you real nice.
Man, absolutely. He'll take care of you, Derek Cole, man. Like I said, we've been getting a lot of his business, man, and he do some real good work, man. Customizations, man. He do whatever. I got a big project that I think I'm gonna get him to work on. I might have to put some work in myself on it, man. But we've been talking about it, man. I just got to pull the trigger. So maybe we can get that done before the holiday season, man. So listen, Derek Cole. I think it's no secret everybody see what we got on, man. It was a real ATL Falcons type day on this past Sunday as we took on the Commandos down there at Mercedes-Benz. We're gonna get into that here, but the first thing we want to talk about is Athens and UGA versus Bama on this past Saturday. So we'll talk about the game here in just a second, man. But our boy Derrico was like our correspondent up in Athens on this Saturday as the Dogs took on Alabama, man. And I know it was electric, man. I saw some footage, man. Of course, social media. These games, we flipped it to a primetime game up there in Athens, Derrico, man. 7:30 start, man. Listen, I applaud the college kids and you pick on me all the time, man. I'm a little longer in the tooth, man. I gotta settle into these these night games, man. I'm not as young as I used to be, and I will admit I can't do it like I used to. But these college kids are built for this, man. In my younger days, when I was in college, I was built for it as well. Get up at the start and let it roll and get lathered up all the way to 7:30, man. Tell us how the atmosphere was like pregame up there in Athens for this matchup.
Well, I thought I was doing myself a favor by leaving early to get down to Athens. So me and my little conventional wisdom thinking like, hey, I get there around 1:00, I'll be good. Boy, was I wrong. I was dead wrong. The atmosphere was out there. It was actually bigger than homecoming, and that says a lot because I usually go down there on homecoming too. But the atmosphere was like crazy, stupid, busy. I mean, parking was extremely ridiculous, and SEC Nation took up half of Myers Quad, where people usually tailgate that look like us. Other than that, you had people tailgating all along the streets, the houses, the businesses, charging $100 plus for parking. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, Lumpkin Street probably looked crazy.
It was definitely something to see. Like I said, so the atmosphere was ready. A lot of dogs out there. Didn't see too many Bama fans, but a lot of them came over to the Alpha tailgate. Shout out to my boy Martin and his chapter over there at UGA for always letting his boy hang out with them if they tailgate.
Man, absolutely, man. Like you said, man, all of the things up there at UGA that make it such a grand thing. He was just talking about homecoming with PWIs. We talk about HBCUs a lot. We talk about PWIs, right? With Georgias and Alabamas and Florida States, man. Homecoming is big, but I think that I don't know, Derrico. It might just be me, man. But HBCU homecomings are a thing. Shout out because this is homecoming season, by the way. Shout out to the Fort Valley State Wildcats this weekend. Is their homecoming that's going down there in Fort Valley. I might be down there in the Valley this weekend for that. But yeah, man, like you said, I think HBCU homecomings just hit different. Am I right, man? Having some technical difficulties here in a minute. I'll be right back. Okay, there he is.
Yeah, like you said, there's definitely a difference as far as the flair, the glare, and the pomp and circumstances from a PWI to a HBCU, and normally I go down to Fam Homecoming to check them out. I don't think I've ever been to another HBCU homecoming. I got to think about that. I'm about to get back with
Yeah.
you.
Oh my God, man.
But,
We might have to go on the tour then, buddy. We might have to go on the tour.
But it always goes down on the highest of 7 hills down in Tallahassee, Florida. So yes, sir. I was planning on going down there this year, so we'll see how that works.
Yeah, man, that's what's up. Like I said, man, shout out to the Valley this weekend, man. I've been to several HBCU homecomings. It's always a thing, man. Shout out to my adopted HBCU, Tuskegee University. I think their homecoming this year is on November the 2nd. I don't know if I'll be able to make it down there for that one, but it's always a time down there at Tuskegee, man. As a matter of fact, Derrico, I'm gonna send you a link. Shout out to my peoples, man. They did like a movie. I don't know if I sent you some of the clips of it, man, but they just talk about the Tuskegee experience and the Tuskegee homecoming down there. And shout out Spell House. Can't forget Spell House as they do it big. Clark Atlanta here. Of course, I remember back in the days when Morris Brown was big and then have the football team. Their homecoming used to be out of control over there at Herndon Stadium, man. So, yeah, man, HBCUs are just different, man, when it comes to that homecoming thing, man. But nothing against the PWI homecoming. But like you said, though, this is a big matchup. So all the dogs had to come out and they had to get ready to take on Alabama this weekend, man. So it's always going to be hype. And like I said, there, I don't know. So I'm going to ask you, you know what I'm saying? Because then I know you like to go hard in the paint, man. But you said you got up to Athens, around 1, 2 o'clock. You weren't really early, man. But were you able to hang all the way through and get the kickoff, man? Or did you kind of start fading a little bit before kickoff, man? Let your boy know what happened now.
No, my brother's smart. You know what I'm saying? I know where I'm at. I know who I'm around. So I had to pace myself the right way. Plus, I had to get up the next morning and get ready for the tailgate for the Falcons. So, I was calm, cool, mellow, collected. I just hung out, enjoyed the vibes, enjoyed the little food we had me one of my sticks, sat down, watched the game, and chill. I didn't even get a nap in at the 3:30 game. I was trying to get a nap in then, but it didn't work. But I'm just telling you, man, it was a good atmosphere down there on campus on Myers Quad. If you ain't never been down to a UGA tailgate, just go down there. You'll be surprised what happens on Myers Quad.
Yeah, Myers Quad, man. Very familiar with Myers Quad, man. It's reminiscent a little bit of HBCU. But so if you've been to UGA, you know what we're talking about, man. It's a real cool site down there. Shout out to our boy Martin as well, man, for putting you on that tailgate with the Alphas. So check it out, man. Let's talk about this game here, man, in Georgia and Alabama. I really don't want to talk about it, man, because I'm gonna say, outside of this game, man, pretty decent weekend on the sports front, man, and not today, but we'll probably get into a little bit of what's going on down at the North Avenue Trade School because they got some stuff going on. They got some stuff cooking. I've had a lot of people tell me that, hey, you need to talk about the North Avenue Trade School. So it's coming, people. It's coming. We'll talk about what they're doing down there with Brent Key.
You just did.
That's it, people. You heard it here. There it is. There you shout out North Avenue Trade School, Brent Key. We see y'all down there. All right. So, like I said, outside of, this game, I think we had a pretty good sports weekend. We'll talk about what the Falcons was able to do here in just a moment. But I was in kind of in my fist. So, before we get into it, man, shout out to the Whites. Julia and Phil, man, was able to hang out with them this past weekend, man. They were doing it big over there at that Oktoberfest, man. That was a good time, man. I appreciate the invite, man. Derrico, one of these days, I know it always falls during that football season, man, but you got to get out, man. It's a real good time over there. So that's where I was this weekend over there hanging with them, man. And then I was able to check out the game. So listen, let's talk about this game for a minute, Derrico. Georgia takes another loss to Alabama. This snaps the longest active home game winning streak in college football, going all the way back to 2019. And we take an L to Alabama. And why is this such a thing for us to get in our feelings? Because it's Alabama. It's Alabama, people. Kirby Smart is now 1-7 against the Tide. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's going on or what juju they got. But Kirby just hung up with the Tide, man. 24-21, the Dogs fall. It's not because they didn't have opportunities to win this game, but, man, I don't know what it is. Derrico, slide it over to you here, man. Longest home college football winning streak is snapped by the Alabama Tide. And now this is a real, true problem that Kirby has when it comes to playing the Tide.
Well, you want me to go the rose-colored route or you want me to go the true route? Because you got these fans that wear these rose-colored glasses and what they'll say, well, at least it gives us a chance to start another winning streak, right? No.
Tell us how you really feel.
No. You cannot, absolutely not let that team that got beat by Florida State like they did come into your house, come into your trap, take over your trap, basically, and you let them. They basically took it to you from the beginning. It wasn't even like, hey, it was mistakes. No, they just outplayed you, out coached you, out physicaled you, all that. It was just the whole gamut. There was nothing that I could say that would make me feel good about the fact that it was only a 3-point loss. No, it was another L to Alabama. Alabama has owned you all, Kirby Smart. I'm just going to say you, Kirby, because that's where you came from. When you came to Georgia, you was at Alabama, so you know how they work. You know how they operate. So what I'm telling you is, I don't know what you learned from that organization on how to beat them, but they learned something about you on how to beat us. And whatever that is, you better figure that out and get it fixed quickly. Because I can tell you that it ain't them two back-to-back championships. They don't last that long in this league, brother. They don't.
Absolutely. Is what have you done for me lately? As T.I. would say, expeditiously. Y'all need to figure that out over there, man, because that was kind of embarrassing, like I said, man. And this is not the traditional rivalry in the sense, Derek Cota, where we play like your Tennessees or your Floridas in the SEC. But this is a game, we've played them over the last decade or so, and like you said, it's caused a lot of heartbreak. Now we did get over the hump, win a national title against Alabama, when Saban was still there, man. But and like you said, let's look at it a little bit through some rose-colored glasses, because I still think that it stinks that you lost it. It was going, eventually, it was probably going, the streak was going to end. We know all things come to an end. But at the same time, it's against Alabama. And we know the implications when it comes to the SEC. Over the last decade or so, Georgia has been one of the premier teams. And over the last 2 decades, Alabama has been one of the premier teams. We knew that when we lost, we knew that when Saban left, that there was going to be a void, right? We knew that there was going to be, hey, there might be a chance to get in and assert ourselves. Even with Texas coming into the SEC, even with Oklahoma coming to the SEC, we knew that Georgia was built different. But now it's like, okay, we playing second fiddle, little brother to Alabama. Let me ask you this, Derek Cole, because going back to what the rose-colored glasses comment, man, a lot of people said that Kirby has earned the right to get a pass. But just what we just talked about and them being against Alabama, I don't think so. But a lot of people are saying he does get a pass for all of his previous work with winning those championships in the SEC. And
if you had a winning record against Alabama, I can give you a pass. But buddy, you've won one game, and the biggest one that you won, though. But that does not negate the other 6 losses. It just don't. I just can't sit here and say, oh, just because Kirby won 2 national championships and they were back-to-back, and he won against Alabama on one of those, that he's deserved a pass because of his record against everybody else in the SEC. But everybody in the SEC ain't Alabama. Alabama was running the NCAA Division I football when Nick Saban was there. Everybody knew it. Everybody felt like when Nick retired that, hey, this would be the chance where Georgia can assume that role as the dominant program in the SEC. And here we are again, once again, playing little brother to that team over there across the state line in Tuscaloosa. And it's sickening to me. And there's another thing that I heard about. They said that even the DeBoer, that's his name, right?
Kalen DeBoer, correct.
Yeah. That he is a big-time, big-game coach. When somebody says that about you and you really haven't done too much, but they can still label you as that, and they don't label you as that, Kirby, that's a problem.
It's a big problem, man. Let me just put this in perspective, man. There have been several coaches that have been able to beat up on Alabama more so than Kirby has, right? You talking about something like the Hugh Freezes of the world. Some of those guys. Just to put this into perspective, Derek Cole, about UGA, man. Vanderbilt has the same amount of wins against Alabama in the last decade that Georgia does, man. It's absolutely mind-boggling and mind-blowing. Talk a little bit about the game. We'll talk a little bit about the game here. And just we'll talk a little bit about the game now, man. Listen, 24-21. Like you said, Alabama came out, smacked them in the mouth, man, kind of asserted themselves early. But Georgia, listen, one thing I will say about Kirby is these boys do play for Kirby. They do play for Kirby, and they hung around, right? Had a lot of opportunities, man. Gunnar Stockton, I think he played relatively well defensively, man. Just that secondary, man. It's a young team, a lot to be desired. They're going to have to work on it. They're going to have to get better because, as we all know, this is not going to get any easier for UGA, man. You got Texas coming to town. You got that North Avenue Trade School. Hell, you got Kentucky this week, man. I don't know. People like to say that those games are trap games. So it is what it is. But there were a couple of things that stood out to me. And I felt like for a Georgia team, man, I felt like they were very unprepared and they should have overcome. All right. Number one, we saw, and we'll just talk about a little bit about it, the drop passes from the UGA receivers, man. We had two almost like walk-in touchdowns, drop passes by the UGA receivers. And then also another part of the game that kind of threw me off there, and I don't know what Kirby was thinking about. When we had an opportunity to tie the game, we go hurry up to try to run the ball with a running back that really wasn't effective the whole entire game to try to get a first down, to try to, I guess, go ahead while we're in the red zone. Could have made a decision to kick the ball and tie the game, and then we go from there. But instead, we go hurry up with plenty of time left to try to catch, quote unquote, Alabama off guard to try to go ahead and try to maybe punch that in and turn it into another game where Alabama would have had to go down and score a touchdown. But it is what it is. Be that it may. Georgia takes another L. I want to shout out our boy Banks, who just joined us here, man. Banks, we're talking about UGA here, man, against Alabama this past Saturday, man. If you want to give your thoughts, man, you can jump right on in and tell us how you felt, because me and Derek have already talked about how we feel about Kirby Smart and being now 1-7 against Alabama.
There's really nothing else to say about that. I mean, he can't beat them. I mean, it's just in the story. I mean, that's just, you put Bama on the schedule, that's a L. I mean, it's just, I tried to defend it. Maybe, they playing too tight. They can't get out their own way. You know what I'm saying? It's mental at this point. It's beyond mental. So what can you say? I mean, it's just like, whatever. Just move on to the next game.
Derek, man, any more thoughts, man, before we close this thing out, man? UGA and Alabama.
I got two things I want to say. Y'all can keep defending Mike Bobo all you want to. Mike Bobo is one of the consistent problems with this team. That's number one. Number two, Cass Jones has no business. I mean, no business being put in that position on the field. He shouldn't even touch the field unless it's on special team. Just going to leave it at right there. You are not a Christian McCaffrey type back where you come in on third down where mostly everybody know that it's going to be a running play and they're going to key in on you, and that's what happened. You should not touch the field, and I guarantee you he will not play for any other Power 5 football team in America besides UGA.
Oh, man. All right, there goes said it, man. Listen, the Dogs got Kentucky this week, man. I think it's up there in Lexington, if I'm not mistaken. Dogs. So we'll see how this all plays out. But like I said, it doesn't get any easier, man. Got some real hardcore games coming up, and we know even though 12 teams are getting in this playoff, you drop one more, man. You might be looking on the outside looking in, especially when you had this one at home and you had a chance to kind of seal your fate, and you probably would have put Alabama completely on out. If I'm gonna just state the obvious, man, Alabama's probably gonna take another L here. They did not look great, but like you said, obviously they had the mojo to beat Georgia, but it is what it is. So let's move on, guys, and let's talk about the star of the weekend. Let's talk about our Atlanta Falcons as they took on the Washington Commandos down there at Mercedes-Benz. I want to talk a little bit about the atmosphere. And, it was a great game. I mean, obviously, I'll pass it over to you, Banks, here, man. I think that before we talk about the fan experience, last week, you made a solid plea and basically was like, hey, this is going to be it for Raheem if he doesn't get this together and win this game. And obviously there were a lot of implications going into this, especially coming off the loss against Carolina. Well, Banks, maybe he listened to the ATL 3-Style podcast and heard you say that he needed to light a fire up under somebody, because he damn sure did light a fire up under the team. They look like a totally different team on Sunday, right?
I don't understand, this whole philosophy of, okay, we're gonna get up for this game. We're gonna make sure we're gonna ball out, by hook or by crook, and you play like it, you practice like it. And it starts from, like they said, practice. They said they had a hell of a practice during the week and they had fire in their eyes. That's all well and good, fellas. That's I love to hear it. Why not do this every week? Why are we just pity patting against other teams? Oh, Warriors, yeah, we just lost, we just dropped one. No, no, dude, you don't do that. Like, you have to bring it every week to every team in the NFL. Okay? Yeah, it was Carolina. They were winless at the time, and you gave them all the mojo they needed. It didn't work the following week because they mollywopped by damn the Patriots. But that's another discussion for another day. I feel like you have to bring it every team, no matter who they are. You got to bring it, and I don't appreciate the certain things that Raheem said. It didn't sit right with me. Yes, I'm happy that they won, but don't give us this little backhanded, oh, we did this for this was an apology to the fans. No, dude, like, this should have been for y'all. Like, y'all the one that's got to win. Y'all got to try to get the playoffs. I mean, fans gonna say what they gonna say. I just don't like certain little things. Like, dude, do this every week, bro. Don't just do it just this one time. Like, okay, showed you. See, we can win. We can win. Do it against Buffalo. Okay, and then we can talk. And then after that, you got to play 49ers. Do it then too. Don't just stop and then because you're trying to pacify the fans.
I think that's what the intention is to kind of keep this momentum rolling and to kind of continue on with this.
But don't say that. Don't say that. Just do it. Just go out there and win, dude. Like, I'm like, that was a good win. Yes, it was. I felt good leaving that stadium for once. I felt really good.
Banks said he from Missouri. You got to show him, man. Derek Coleman a win by Raheem Morris and the Atlanta Falcons this past week. 34-27 as they beat the Commandos.
That is one reason why I stopped going on social media, listening to talk radio, because I don't have to be like Banks and try to hear what somebody done said and let the team on the field speak for themselves. That means I saw the win, I accepted the win, went to the tailgate, had a good time, and then worry about what nobody else had to say, because I saw it with my own eyes that they won the game, and that's all I needed to see. All I need to see was 2-2. I didn't need to see star points. I ain't need to see no 400 points. I ain't need to see no 300 yards rushing. I just need to see a W, because one thing I know, like Banks did say, at least I didn't leave the bins this time looking like who did it and why. So I'm going to take the positive thing out of that. It was a dub. It was against the Washington. I still call them a dead scheme. They can get mad all they want to. I just would never accept them being the Commanders ever. So, yes, that's where I'm going to leave it at. And, yes, like you said earlier, Leo, the fans was in there hard. But I tell you what, the one thing I do like about these fans now is we don't let them get away with it. When we are on top, we stay on top to give them a silent treatment so they can sit over there and be mad the rest of the game.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, man. I will say that much, man. I get back into it here in just a second, man. I want to piggyback on something that Banks said, man. Yeah, Raheem did, of course, he had to do his coach's spiel and do his thing and kind of make himself look good and play himself to the media. But I want to give a shout out to the players, because I listened to them talk. I listened to Drake London. I listened to Michael Penix. I listened to Bijan. I listened to Tyler Algier. Those guys really, I think, were the guys that rallied around and said, hey, man, we feel embarrassed and we need to come out and we need to do something. Yeah, it starts up top with the coaches, but the players have to buy in. And one of the things that I heard was that Michael Penix himself got in front of everybody on Monday and said, or Tuesday when they got back in the business, said, hey, I have to do better. I need to do better. is going to have to start with me. So they took accountability, Banks. The players took accountability, and they said we need to come out and we need to do what we needed to do. And we saw the energy from the time we kicked the opening kick all the way into the end of the game. Now, yeah, like you said, Derek Cole, style points really don't matter in the NFL. A win is a win is a win. I don't necessarily care if you beat somebody by 40 or by 1. Just get the dub. So let's talk about this fan thing just here for a second, man. And I was talking to Derrico before you jumped on, Banks, and like Derrico just said, a lot of and I'm sorry, not sorry, but not sorry. I keep saying Commandos because that's just what popped in my head, man. The Commanders, Deadskins, Foreskins, whatever you want to call them. A lot of those fans were in the building on this past Sunday. And let me tell you something, Banks. I don't know where you were sitting if you had the joy or I had the pure joy of watching some of the frustration of some of these Commandos fans, because it was almost like I told Derrico some entitlement going on where, I literally heard a Commandos fan say, like, this is just the Falcons. What's going on? and I chuckled, man, and it made me laugh because it's like, so you really thought that, y'all were entitled to come in here and beat us. Like, it was just funny to me, man, how they just was like, yeah, this the Falcons. We're gonna come in here, we're gonna be deep, and we're gonna, do our yells and holler hell to the Redskins and high five or whatever. And like Derrico said, we put the pressure on the man, his fans. We were out there full force. It wasn't no golf clap sitting on our hands. We were still rocking, man, from start to finish with the team, as they were able to do that as well. Banks, do you have any stories about some of the Commandos fans that were in your section, or some of the ones that you saw in the stadium, and how they actually really were kind of in their feelings about this?
Boy, I got some stories for y'all, bro. In section 122. Shout out to Mike and his wife, who actually came from Washington, D.C. area, the DMV. Shout out to that area over there. They came down, they drove down to see their team. Real cool people. They sat right in front of us. But the rest of the Commander fan, Redskins fans, whatever y'all are, sitting all around us, they had this notion that we will shut out the previous week, that we shouldn't be scoring like this. Like, my argument was, do you believe that a team that was shut out, you think we were going to be shut out again? Like, you think we were going to go 2 weeks in a row shut out? We wasn't going to score. And it was going back and forth because we was moving the ball at will, guys. We was 6 for 12 on third down, 50%, man. It's like they were yelling defense on every third down. I mean, they were loud. And every time they were loud, we would convert, and they would shut the hell up. And it felt so good. And I kept looking back at them like, y'all not going to keep chatting? Because the more you chat, the more we do well. And they kind of like, kind of flipped me off a little bit. Like, look, you at my house, brother. You don't have the right to come in here and say what you want to say and me not say anything. Go to hell. Take this L with you. And after the game was over, I dapped some of them up, and then one of them was like, man, this don't make no sense, man. We need to fire they defensive coordinator, whatever his name is. I'm like, yeah, we've been there before. But guess what? It's the NFL. Sorry for you, brother. Hey, look, you ain't gonna win every game. And then, you get the ones, well, number 5 wasn't in there, so I'm not even worried about it. He would have played. I'm sure this would have been a dub. Yeah, you didn't say that before the game started. You thought Mariota was going to come in and then do his thing. So, yeah, it was the kind of the back and forth. I think at the end of the day, a lot of them realized that they're not as good as they thought they were going to be. They thought this was a Super Bowl year for them because they had a fairy tale season last year, fellas. It was a fairy tale season. No film on Jaden Daniels. They were just riding the wave. Now all of a sudden, yeah, the defense is being exposed who they are. They are not that team, and they realizing that, and it showed. The Falcons had to put it out there to them. They did give us props, though. They gave us props to that beast in number 7. So he's making everybody a believer, the size Falcon fans.
Man, it was a track meet when we played them last year, man. Obviously, like you said, Banks, they had NFC championship, man, end up going down to the division rival Eagles. And yes, Jaden Daniels didn't play, but it is what it is. It's a National Football League. It's the next man up, man. How many times we had to sit in that stadium and watch the next man up and try to get a dub? So, hey, it is what it is, Commandos fans, man. Take that L. Your defense couldn't stop anybody, man. Derrico at one point in time I thought he was going to go down there and put some pads on and run the ball, man, because it was just that light work, that offensive line the road graders out there doing their thing, man. Shout out to my boy Elijah Wilkerson over there doing his thing.
I'm sorry, Leo. I got to say this, and I can't believe Commanders for the future. Don't put Bobby Wagner on Bijan Robinson ever again. Just don't do that. That was such a mismatch that I ever seen in my life as a Falcon fan. Just watch this man that's in his late 30s or he's a Hall of Famer, yes. But to watch Bijan just run circles around this man, it was cringeworthy. It was like, oh, like I couldn't. It's like I felt bad for everybody. This can't be y'all game plan, and obviously it was.
I didn't feel bad. I didn't feel bad. Did you, Derrick?
I didn't mean like feel bad like that. I felt bad to the part that you don't realize that we got a man child out there making you look stupid. Like constantly, you putting this man on Bijan, like he's gonna stop him or something.
Hey man, I think that man is unstoppable. Derrick, man, give us the final thoughts, man, and we'll talk a little bit about the next game coming up here in just a second.
Hey, I just want to say that team is. I don't think they're as young as they think they are, especially on defense, and that's part of the problem. You know what I'm saying? They have some pieces, they have some pieces on offense that's young, but as far as the
team, Miller,
that's an old team over there. And one thing I know about Dan Quinn, his message gets stale quick. So they done ran with Dan Quinn for the first year after y'all done got that fool's goal, and now you about to feel what it tastes like to be a Dan Quinn head coach like he was with the Atlanta Falcons, especially after they lost that.
All gas, no brakes.
Coach Catchphrase. Coach Catchphrase.
That's my boy right there. You already know who he is. Coach Catchphrase. Hey, shout out to my sister who came down from the DMV to watch her team get that tail whipping. Shout out to you, sister. How that L tastes,
man. Took that L. Like I said, shout out to my boy Elijah Wilkerson, man. Shout out to our boy Brandon Doyle. Shout out to all the rookies that balled out. Xavier White's got him another pick, man. Billy Bowman all over the field making tackles, man. I think it was a couple of miscues, man, but hey, that's the NFL, man. On to the next one, bye week, and then we got Buffalo coming up, man. And me and Derrick.
Shout out to Kyle Pitts, brother. Are you serious? How you forget him?
Absolutely, man. Shout out to everybody. Drake London, Michael Penix, man. Parker Romo, damn it, everybody, the whole team showed up and showed out Sunday. It's no secret, man. They came out with the sauce and they were ready to get that get back, man, after having they tails beat up in Carolina, man. So it was a good game all the way around. It was fun in Mercedes-Benz all the way around as well, man. Had us rocking in there, man. Had a meaningful swag surf, had a meaningful little scrappy concert. So it was fun. It was fun all the way around, man. We had a good time in there, man. So listen, before we close it.
And shout out to all the stars that slid through. I ain't gonna name y'all, but y'all know y'all. That was an indicator that when you see them back out there on the Falcons field sideline in the suites, there's something cooking in the ATL.
That's right, man. JD, Jermaine Dupri, man, Ursher, that boy Trey Songz. I think I dapped up Young Dro on the concourse, man. 2 Chainz, Titty Boy, man. They come out, man. Bone Crusher, man. Scrappy. Everybody was out there for the game on this past Sunday, man, doing the big. I want to say Terry Lewis from Jimmy Jam and Terry Lewis fame was also in the building, man. So, Desi and your boy Banks, and your boy, Desi Banks was up there, and your boy Baby Banks over there, Antoine Banks was in the building as well. He was in the building.
I was actually on the Jumbotron, sir, and yes, I was representing big.
Absolutely. We saw that boy Banks on the Jumbotron on Sunday, man. He was doing it big, man. For real, man. So, all right, fellas, man, we coming to the end of this thing, man. Look, we got a big special announcement, man, for everybody, man. We leave something for last here, man. Next home game coming up here, man. And Derrick will give y'all just a little bit more information about the Falconers tailgate that we should have. Well, not should, but it will be going down on Monday, the October 13th, if I'm not mistaken, against the Buffalo Bills. That's going to be a 7:15 kick. Usually it's 8:30 kick. Talked about it last night. A lot of double headers on Monday night going on for some reason, but we'll roll with it. 7:15, I can get home a little bit earlier and jump into bed before 2 o'clock maybe. So listen. So we put it out on our social media, man, that we were looking for 2 people to come holler at us, shout us out, whatever, man. We come up to you come up to the tailgate, we'll take care of you. Holler at Derrick Banks or myself will take care of your tailgate, man. Derrick, let everybody know all the preliminary information, and we'll give some more information next week as to the Falcons tailgate as we go into this Monday night game against the Buffalo Bills at 7:15 down at Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah, it's prime time. So we want y'all to come out and holler at us. I always get an address 170 Northside Drive because that'll give you Atlanta Techie, who is one of our partners in crimes over there. We're right across the street behind them. We're right across the street and behind the bookstore on Northside Drive in Nelson. Meet us there. We probably get down there about 1 o'clock, so that means we'll be down there pretty much the whole day to get it in. It's $30 for food, beer, water, soda, and hunch punch. And if you want the whole gamut of eating food, all you can eat and drinks is $45. But if you holler at me or my boy Banks or Leo, we'll make sure you get taken care of. We're looking for 2 people that say, I heard y'all say, if we shout y'all out, that y'all let us in the tailgate for free. 170 Northside Drive, the ATL Fair Corner Players, the best tailgate in the city, hands down.
That's what's up. Also, man, y'all need to show us that y'all like and subscribe us, on YouTube, Facebook, on all the social media outlets. Just one of them. Just show us that you subscribe and like. We would like for you to do it on all, but if you can show us that, holler at one of us, man. Like Derrico said, we will take care of you. They're going to get down there and get lathered up at 1 o'clock for a 7:15 kick. I don't know if I'm going to hang that long, but I'm going to be down there, man, and I hang with the Falcons players. We'll see if Banks slide through, man. He's usually a little slippery when it comes to these situations, but we'll see if we can coerce him to come down there on Monday night, man. Banks, let everybody know where they can find you out here in social media land, brother.
And before I do that, I want to say something really that was weighing on my heart, and maybe it's nothing. Maybe I'm just grasping for straws, but I've noticed for the past couple of years between the parallels of Georgia Bulldogs and Atlanta Falcons. Maybe it's just me, and I think it's sickening to even think about it. But when Georgia Bulldogs, when they win or when they don't play, Falcons lose. Bulldogs lose, or if they have a struggle to win, Falcons win. I don't like this parallels. It's been going on for years now. I've been noticing it. I'm like, you know what? Let me not even look at one or the other, because every time I do this, the opposite always happens, and it's scary to me. When Georgia lost the game to Bama, I said, you know what? Falcons may end up winning this game now. And not only they won the game, they won it in good fashion. Like they beat the Commanders like in every facet of the game. Well, I'm not gonna say every facet, but it was mainly the first 2 facets of the game. But if Georgia Bulldogs, they blow somebody's back in, Falcons lose. Like it never fails. It never fails. But anywho, I'm done talking. Follow me at Baby Banks 80 on Facebook or Antoine Jarrell Banks on Instagram, and maybe at the Falconers at October 13th.
We had to get a dump button for you, man. Talking about Banks and blown in, bro. Come on. Derrico.
I'm not even going to comment. Not even going to comment. You can reach me on Facebook at Stacey D. Derrico. You can reach me on Snapchat at DJ Cairo 6. You can find me on IG at Derrico_Virgo. And I deleted my TikTok, and I'm not going to tell you why, but you should know why. I deleted my TikTok. And you can meet me on October 13th at the corner of Nelson and Northside Drive behind the bookstore. Shout out to everybody that comes and support our tailgate. Without y'all, it wouldn't be no us. So thank y'all.
Absolutely.
But am I wrong? Am I wrong about that? I mean, somebody got to notice it besides me.
Yeah, we notice it. It's just your choice of words, brother. Hey, listen, man. Shout out Falcons players, man. Shout out to everybody up there, man. Shout out to our boy Butts, Martin, Princess, everybody that does what they do, that does what they do up there and make that tailgate run. Even Derrico, man. I give him a hard time, man. Let me tell you something, man. Derrico be out there sweating and working for the people on game day before. He be up there, man, sweating, running around, man, throwing wires and putting stuff, fixing generators, man. That man be on it, man. Sunday, I'm gonna see my invoice too. But by the way, But yeah, man, check us out on all social media platforms, man. It's ATL3 Style, man. Check us out on X, on Instagram, on Facebook, and on YouTube. Like and subscribe. Also follow me on Instagram at LG Walker, or you can follow me on the X at Southern Set, and that's with 2 T's. Listen, fellas, it's been another edition, man. We're going to get back. We'll have a lot to talk about, man, on the bye week leading up into that big Monday night game against the Buffalo Bills as they come into town. It's been another edition, man. We love y'all. We'll catch y'all on the next go round. Let's go.